My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, all the readings of today have one thing in common, that is God's love for us. In the first reading, Isaiah invites us to seek the Lord while He is to be found, call to Him while He is near, and let the wicked man abandon his way. In this reading, we see God who expresses His love for His people. We also see a God who, in spite of all our infidelity, continues to search for us. A God who cares and is ready to welcome us. In the second reading, Paul expresses the love he has for God and for the gospel. As Christians, oftentimes we are pulled into two directions. We all want to go to heaven, yet we don't want to forego the worldly pleasure. The gospel passage teaches us valuable lessons about humanity and the kingdom of heaven. Jesus tells us a parable about workers in a vineyard, and through this story, He imparts knowledge that is as relevant today as it was in His time. In this parable, we see a landowner hiring laborers throughout the day to work in his vineyard. Some workers start early in the morning, while others are hired later in the day. When the time comes to pay them, all receive the same wages, regardless of the hour they worked. This seemingly unfair treatment stirs up the grumbling among the workers who toiled the longest. But what is Jesus trying to convey to us through this story? It is a lesson about God's abundant grace and His infinite love for each of us. In God's eyes, every one of us is equally valuable, regardless of our past, our accomplishments, or the amount of time we have spent in His service. His love and mercy are freely given, not based on merit, but out of His boundless generosity. This parable challenges us to examine our hearts. Are we like the workers who grumble about perceived inequalities, or are we humble enough to recognize the depths of God's love for all His children? We should not measure our worth by comparing ourselves to others. Instead, we should focus on our own faith journey, seeking to grow closer to God with each passing day. Furthermore, this parable reminds us of the importance of humility. It is easy to fall into the trap of pride, thinking that we deserve more than the others because of our efforts or accomplishments. But Jesus calls us to embrace humility, to recognize that all that we have and all that we are is a gift from God. In our daily lives, let us strive to be more like the landowner who is generous beyond measure. Let us practice humility, putting others before ourselves and acknowledging the worth and dignity of every person we encounter. Let us be grateful for the boundless grace God offers us, and let us extend that same grace to others. As we continue our journey of faith, may we remember that in God's vineyard there is no hierarchy of value. Each one of us is beloved, and God's love knows no bounds. Let us live our lives in gratitude for this incredible gift and share God's love with all those we meet. May God bless you all abundantly on this 25th Sunday in the ordinary time. May God bless you, my dear friends, and may God bless your family. Have a blessed Sunday.